We're having our breakfast. Quick coffee stop before we continue our journey to Edinburgh. And it's 5 hours drive. I'm gonna have some chicken.
I like these ones. How has your morning been so far?
My morning's been great.
Yes, what did you do?
We woke up in the morning. We woke up at 5 a.m. today. It took us about an hour to get ready. I had to charge all my equipment, which I've done overnight. And then I had to pack it all. And then I had to put everything into the car. Luckily, I was able to fit everything in my small boots. We left around 6:15. It'll take us around just less than 6 hours to get to Edinburgh. And we'll do 2 stops on the way. We've done 1 already. We'll do another 1. Actually, maybe we'll do another 2 near Newcastle. We can do another 1 as well. Just a short break.
Okay.
And we should be arriving in Edinburgh by 1-2 o'clock. We're very lucky because I literally, like last week, the hospitality sector opened again in Scotland. So we're actually going to be able to stay in a hotel or B&B. Because last week we wouldn't be able to. Yeah, how impressed you were with my itinerary?
I think your itinerary is like a book. Look at this. And then for every day, he has a sheet because I think maybe you got fed up with me saying, when are we going?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are we? What time is lunch?
Another short break for petrol, and we're on the way to Newcastle. We just got a call from our B&B that unfortunately our stay today was cancelled, so we need to find something else. So we're gonna make a quick break for a little snack, and we need to find a new accommodation. So this is our little break. Mira is opening her
Beef.
Yeah, we're just saying that now it's better.
Yes.
When you're driving from London, you can take 2 routes to Scotland. One is A68, which goes inland, and one is A1, which goes on the coast. And the coast one is definitely much more interesting. We are 3 miles from Edinburgh, and so you will see how nice it looks. I just want to show you our apartment. We're staying in like an old building. It's like a small loft apartment, but it's perfect for 2 people. It's on the quiet side of the road, so there's not much noise. Seems like a quite industrial part of Edinburgh. Little bathroom en suite with a shower. The most important thing, it's nice and clean, and there are some coffees there. So, morning is sorted. And this is how it looks from the outside. There's like a little garden as well. We're staying in the north side of town, which currently looks like a big construction site. And in fairness, it looks a little bit rough. A little bit industrial, and not many beautiful things to see right now. 75% of all the buildings in Edinburgh are listed, so they look very original. There weren't many changes done to them. You can't see any extensions. It's all very rustic look, which is cool, but also you can tell that these buildings are quite old. And this whole street is like one big hall at the moment. but we're going to show you some more beautiful places. It's really good to see people eating indoors again and outdoors. Seems like life is returning to normal here. Most people are not also wearing masks on the street, which is interesting. Finally we get to the nicer part of town. So behind we can see the Edinburgh Castle that is actually built on an inactive volcano. The rock that's 350 million years old. We found a statue of a bear that was put in here in a memory of a bear that was actually fighting in the Second World War. It was a bear that belonged to Polish army, and they brought him from Iran, and he was actually participating in the war, actively participating. He was taking part in the Italian battles of Monte Cassino, and he was then transported to Edinburgh, and he spent the rest of his life in a zoo. He was regularly served beer and cigarettes. He loved to chew cigarettes. This is the place called the Witch's Well, which is here in place to memorize the trials that happened here between 16th and 17th century, when thousands of women were accused of being witches, and they were burnt at stake in this very place. Edinburgh is considered the most haunted city in the world, and this is probably one of the reasons why, because many women lost their life exactly in this place. Now this is a fountain as well. Obviously it's not working right now.
This is the evil head, and this is the good head, and it's shown that they could do evil or they could do good. And then this is serpent of evil and serpent of wisdom. And look here, this one is evil eye on this side, and then here is hands of healing. It's so Celtic the way they did it.
Yes.
Good evening. How are you tonight?
Drinks are not allowed apparently, so we're gonna skip that page. And there are some desserts. Okay, there are cocktails, drinks.
Today we're fine dining in Scotland, inside. We're allowed inside. It's our first time eating inside in a long time. So we have chosen traditional Scottish fare, and we have this is called Cullen skink. This is smoked haddock, and it's they call it like the milky fish soup. And in the Guardian, when they reviewed it, that it was wonderful and was going to overtake the haggis as its traditional deliciousness from Scotland. So that's that one. Then we have our beautiful focaccia bread. And I think some olive oil and maybe some balsamic vinegar in that. This is the traditional haggis, which is very well Scotland, one of its most traditional famous dishes. So the haggis is made out of some parts from the lamb, and then what do they call it? Neeps and teeps or something. So there's the turnips, the swede comes with as well, and then mashed potatoes as well. I have venison casserole because I want something warm because we were outside doing the droning. So
I can see some horseradish mash.
yes, there is horseradish mash. How did you know that?
I see that. We can't have drinks here because they have new restrictions, and they say we can have food, but we can't have drinks indoor. If we went outdoor, we can have drinks as well. It's a bit complicated, but we prefer to be in the warmth and just not have to pour a lot of alcohol in us in order to be warm.
And we have to be out by 8.
We have to be out by 8, which is 35 minutes to eat. I don't think it's going to take 35 minutes. I think we're going to devour it in the next 5. I just tried the Calton skink. Calton skink, that's what it is. It's brilliant. It's very, it's like a fish chowder, but very light. Absolutely love it. Brilliant. I'll let you try some haggis.
Okay, so
This is this one.
this is the lamb bit. Did they try it? Oh yeah, they said sometimes they mash it all together, and sometimes they don't. So I'm just going to take a little bit of each. I don't love it, and I want to, but it tastes too lammy for me. But I get why people do love it because it's creamy. It's got like because the oats in it. That is nice, the consistency of it, and it's got a really good flavour. But I just personally am not mad about lamb.
Just have some coffee. What did you get there?
I got a hot fudge sundae, which I think is very delicious.
So, walk us through what we bought today in the shop to celebrate our first day in Scotland.
Way Scotland. We bought whiskey for Michał, so it's Glenfiddich whiskey, single malt Scotch whiskey. And for me, we bought Edinburgh gin, rhubarb and ginger liqueur. And this is 20% and it is made in Scotland.
This is local.
Local.
Lovely. Let's try that.
So, Michał, now you have your nightcap of your Scottish whiskey.
Yes, I do.
So you can have your night chat with your nightcap.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm ready for it.
So, what were the 3 things that you liked the most about Edinburgh?
Well, the first thing I would recommend to do is to go to the Edinburgh Castle, see the witches well, and the whole area around it. Walk in the park and go to. There's a cemetery that we haven't seen today, which is apparently very good as well. So all this park has got a very rich history, and brilliant area, brilliant, fantastic views as well from the castle. From the top, you can see the whole panorama of the city. So that would be definitely number 1 thing that I recommend to do in Edinburgh. What about you? What did you like?
I also loved this. I liked the castle, Edinburgh Castle, and all the view that goes with it, all the panorama of all the buildings.
Yeah.
And you were saying 75% are listed buildings.
75% of buildings, so that's over 4,500 buildings in Edinburgh are listed, which means that they have to be preserved in the original form. They cannot be changed in any way, which is amazing. And you can see that in the city. You can really see that it hasn't been modernized too much, and that it keeps this original character. Second thing, definitely try the local food. We've tried 2 local things today. The Colin skin, yeah,
I think so.
the seafood chowder kind of thing.
Yeah, smoked haddock chowder. Is their
Yeah,
tradition.
haggis if you like. We're not great fans of haggis, but it's good to try it. And
Yeah.
of course, the local beverages are great.
The third thing would be Carlton Hill, where we go and see all the panorama of Edinburgh from the hill. It's amazing.
I would recommend going there in the evening because when the sun's setting behind the sea, you can really have an amazing colors and amazing view from the hill,
It's beautiful.
from the rocks. There's a lot of people just sitting there and admiring the view, so that's definitely something worth considering. And we've only been here a couple of hours. It's my second time, but I absolutely love it. I love this city. I have every time I'm here, I feel I could just stay here for much longer. So we had a great first day, and I think we should drink to that.
Cheers.
Hopefully tomorrow will be even better. Cheers.